Hello everyone, I am Ahmed Hassan from GFXacademy. Today I would like to welcome all of you in our English version of VFX Cinema 4D course that's presented by GFXacademy by Mr. Ahmed Reyad, the founder of GFXacademy. You will find here at the GFXacademy site under the free tutorials at the Maximum Cinema 4D the Arabic version of our course, if you would like to check it out. So, in our course today, we will start talking about a very important plugin in Cinema 4D, which is XParticles plugin. And if we have more time, we will talk more about Turbulence FD. But first, let's have a look at the particle system in Cinema 4D. As we know, in Cinema 4D version 16, you'll find here the under the simulation, under the particle system, emitter. That's all what particle system in Cinema 4D can do. As you see, it's really very poor. It can't do a lot of stuff that you find in other softwares. So we find here a very impressive plugin, which is XParticles plugin, that adds a lot to the particle system in Cinema 4D. It connects between the normal characteristics of particles and the thinking particle system. So you can use it in most of cases in order to get a very nice effects. In order to have a look at these effects, just go to the XParticles website at the gallery section. You'll find up there a lot of nice effects that can be done using this amazing particle system, this amazing plugin. So you can add a lot to your work, whether at motion graphics or visual effects, but you can't depend on this plugin 100% at your visual effects shots. Of course, it's not like a big deal like VFX or this fluid system in Maya or other amazing plugins, but as you see here, it adds a lot to Cinema 4D and has amazing results. So let's have a look at this plugin at Cinema 4D. Whether you have the demo version of this plugin using the download here, of course I'm talking about 3.5, because 3.5 is very different from 2.5. So 3.5, the demo version or the full version. When you open it in Cinema 4D, let's delete this emitter. You will find here this menu, XParticles. When you open the XParticles, you have here a lot of options that we will talk about later on. Let's open, for example, the XP system or the XParticles system. As you see here, XParticles system is consisting of a lot of components, a lot of some characteristics to be together in order to present to me this system. But let's have a look at its characteristics in more detail. First, you'll find here a lot of components under the main null object here. If you're going to enable this main component here, or the null object of system, it will not disable the other components of its under this system. But if you come, for example, for the emitter, and you come here and say create emitter, okay, emitter, and yes, create emitter, and come here to the XParticle system and auto disable X object, and come here to disable this object. Let's disable the XParticle first. Yes, when you come here to XParticle system and just click this icon, the auto disable, and begin to disable this system, it will disable also the childs, or the not the main components but the childs of this system. Okay, you'll find here down there the icon, of course, the icon color. Okay, that you see here. You can choose whatever color you want. It will be better to choose some color that's visible in your viewport. If you don't like to see this icon, you can disable this icon. If you like to see it but to be smaller, you can make it small if you want. Okay. For the XParticle system, of course, we have here generators, we have modifiers, we have actions, and we will talk about all of this later on. Okay, when you deal with the XParticle system, would you have to talk about all of these childs or all of these options every time, and every time you are dealing with XParticle system? Well, when you are talking here, you don't have to get all of these childs or all of these options. You can just very simple get everything from these options by itself. But the XParticle system, it's like a container that contains all of these components together. It's like just a way of being organized, that's all. And when you are dealing with this system a lot, you will find it really easy and very, very fun. So let's start together with the emitter. Okay, let's start here with our object. Okay, let's come up. I have here at the object, I have rectangle. I don't see anything right here. Let's take it. Yes, I think it's clear. Let's make it, for example, about 200 frames and make it play in order to see everything. So I have here, first of all, I have the shape of my source or my the particles or my emitter. I can make it rectangle, and I can make it circular, I can make it ellipse, whatever I want, but be sure that it will never respond to your new characteristic here until it begins from the start. As you see here at the sphere, it emits at everywhere, and the container of the rectangle or the circle or the box. See? Okay. Object, as we see, and we all understand that it will emit from certain object, and because it has a certain object, or it can be emitted from any object, so I can emit from certain faces, and that's really cool. Okay, so I make here the regeneration for the particle in order to see the new option. Define emission here, it's like well, it's like the cloner. In order to see it more, see? In order to see it more, you can make it change the mode to be, for example, red. As you see here, it's like matrix if you want. So define emission, it's like something like matrix, as we said. So let's be back to circle. Okay, you can emit all of your particles, not including inside this circle. No, it can be only outline of this one. So when you choose here ring only, let's see, we'll get only from the outline. So see, so the particle here comes only from the outline of your circle. You have here also the 3D. 3D here, it's not the 3D shape, but it's the 3D visualization. Okay, just a look of 3D, but it's not a full 3D. Offset X and Y, it's like a system. It's like when you're dealing with After Effects or with Nuke or with any other system, you have here the axis of X, Y, Z. When you enable this option, you will find it begin to be like a string, but it will not get a string because you have here ring only. Let's disable this option and let's see here, you have here this particle systems like a line, so it's not an X, Y anymore, just one line. So let's be back here to our first mission to complete our characteristics. We have here retiming. If you want to make it quicker, like that, see, or you want to make it slower, as you want. You have here also the cone angle. As you see here, it has like a straight line. If you don't want it to be like that, just come here to the cone angle and let's make it bigger. See? So it just add at all of the sides. So let's make it a little bit small, so you can use it to add a lot of effects. I like that one. So let's add it to be like that. No. Yeah, it's nice. See? You can make it add a lot, some variation here. Not to be like straight, not to be like organized, but haphazardly a little bit. See? So you have here a lot of options right there. Emitter plan, from its name, you can use it in order to make it emit from the ground. So when you come here, make it Z, or make it X, see? Make it Y, or up, like that. Let's make the angle a little bit smaller, like that. Let's take it here. Let's make a little bit of animation for this emitter. So let's come here and cinema 14 tags and vibrate. And let's add vibrate for the position about, yes, as you see here, about 50 50%. Let's add a little bit of rotation, like that. Let's make it about 10. Like that. Okay. And let's make it here 60 or 0. by before, not to be very much. Let's make this variation, yes, as you see here, nice effect. Now let's go to emission options. At the emission options, first of all, we have here the max particles, but before we start, let's make it here like that. Okay. See it? Yes, like that. To see every animation, everything, just take it right there. Okay, dance as you like. Okay, so let's go now to emission. I have here the number of particles that's emission every frame. So I have about 2 million. Okay, let's add 20. Okay, let's make it more. Count from object points. Okay, let's make it points. I have here emission mode, it's rate. I have here a lot of options. If you choose plus, it will get it like a block every frame, or every 30 frames here, 30 seconds I mean. So as you see here, every 30 seconds it gets 2 million or over 2 million of particle system, as you see. You can control that. You can add the length, make it bigger or make it a little bit, or whatever you want. So you can control the length of these blocks of particles using these options under the length characteristics. So let's be back to rate. Okay. Emit all frames, it means that it will emit from the start until the end of your frames. As you see here, continue till the end. But let's enable or disable this option. Okay, and you'll find it, see, it will make it here start from 0 and end with 90. So until 90 it will stop until the end. So emit until 90, and it will stop and not emit anymore. You can make it 100, you can make it 30, you can make it whatever you want. So you can change the end of your emission. So okay, let's make it emit all frames and come down there to the full lifespan. Full lifespan is emitting from the start, from the first frame until the final frame. So let's come here and see. See, it is not continue until the end, it just continue until a certain frame. What frame? Until the 90th frame. So until the 90th frame, it's not emitting anymore, and just stop here. You can make it about 20 if you want. You can make it about 10 if you want. Whatever. See? This option is very useful when dealing with certain effects, such as explosion. If you want to make explosion, you can use this effect in order to make it just emit a very small and very little particles in certain way, in order to make the basics of your explosion, and we will know that later on. So let's make it full lifespan. Okay. Of course, you have here the birth rate. You have here a 1,000 particle every frame. See, so if you make it about per second or per frame, see, with per frame you have a lot of frames, a lot of particles every frame, not every second. See, as you want. You have also here, of course, the variation. You have also the basic particle data, like the speed, if you wanted to make it quicker, like this. You find here also the radius. Radius it will not be appeared here because it's not like a shape. These just points, so it will not have a radius. So in order to see this option, let's change the display mode. And let's make it, for example, not dots. Let's make it, for example, spheres. Or let's make it box. See? So let's go back here to emission and make the radius about a little bit bigger. See? So now you see the radius out there. So radius is something like a 3D visual, so in order to see that more. Okay, I don't like this. Just go back to, let's make it axis. Now it's not appear here, so let's make it dots. Okay, so this is the radius. Okay, of course the scale is if you want it bigger or small, whatever you want. Motion inherits here, as you see, it's just have a little bit of animation. Let's make it much bigger, like that. Okay. And let's go back here to motion inheritance. See? Motion inheritance, it will be affected by this motion. It's not only go slow with the movement of your emitter, but also will be affected by this motion. It's like you are throwing certain stones or certain dots everywhere. So if you want to have this effect, this nice effect, just choose this option, motion inheritance. Of course, you can change the speed like this. See? In order to make it like default, just come here and right click and it will be like default. And every option, if you wanted any option to be like default, just come here to the option and right click, it will be as default. We have also here the option of extended data, and we only just have a look here in details, but later, not now. These options are very important and very advanced when dealing with liquids and when dealing with explosions and certain things. We have here mass, we have temperature, we have smoke, fuel, fire, and also the ability of rotation. We can rotate every particle of these particles by itself. We will know all of these by later on with an example and not with just saying like that. The final thing in order to finish this video here is the option of groups. It's a very nice option. You can here create and add a group, and this new group here would contain the same characteristics of your emitter. Everything that you did, it will be just being to a group, and this group will be added right there. A nice thing here, you can also add another one. Just go here to your emitter and create another group. Okay, you have here group 1 and group 2. You have here 2 groups. You can control every group by itself and have its actions, have its characteristics, have its everything by itself. And also you don't have to redo all of these once more. I want to see it here, so just come to XParticle. You have here the two particles. Okay, and just get the first group and get the second group. Let's just change it to circles. I don't see it. Why? Yeah, I have here the two groups. Let's change the color to be about this one. See? So now I have here the two groups as one immersion, as you can make a lot of things in every group and you can add them together. So we have here a quick look at the XParticle plugin, the emitter itself. We'll have a more and in-depth look and continue in the other characteristics in the next video.